It's gonna be a crazy day at the VoskCoin mining farm. We're working on immersion mining deployment. But first, before we do that, I want to get one of these nodes set up. Everybody's getting here in about an hour, so I got a little bit of time. Did a lot of the prep work, but anyway, always something to do here at the farm. So these things are so cool. They're basically plug and play nodes. I also realize now that I forgot to plug the power cable into the monitor. When it boots up, it's going to end up looking like this one. I seriously hope and am starting to truly believe, oh, we enter in bowl season. Oh yeah, I ain't talking about cereal bowls. I've been following the performance of these devices for months. They're plug and play passive income little custom computers, but they're not a mining rig and they barely use any electricity. So comments like earning $16 a day in 1 month in electricity. Other videos and articles saying $600 a month, $20 per day each. Even everybody's favorite panda got caught cheating and almost got the ban hammer. Myself and Vincent on the VoskCoin team have been running our ETCMC nodes for about a month, and the profitability has been changing drastically with these devices. So what are these? What coin are they mining? And can this really translate into tangible passive income? Is this an interesting and noteworthy project? And just kind of what's going on here at all? So we're going to run through it all in today's video. My name is Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I've got 3 of these. Is it still early? Is it too late? And should you get one, you'll have your answer by the end of this video. So, Ethereum Classic, the 26th biggest cryptocurrency when ranked by CoinMarketCap, trading around $23 a coin. We've been covering Ethereum Classic for a long time, and it's been a bigger focus after Ethereum completed their proof of stake merge transition, and thus Ethereum Classic became a home for many of the existing Ethereum miners, especially the ASIC miners. And we just reviewed a couple days ago the Jasminer X16P, which is one of the most profitable passive income machines that is a mining rig in 2024, but it comes quite a price point. A more applicable miner for most people would be the X16Q. It's basically 1/3 of the X16P. It's very quiet. It's easy to deploy for many more people. But we're not really here to talk about mining today. We're here to talk about this thing. The people have been asking for an ETCMC POW node, and that's what we're here to do. 30 seconds about me. I got into mining with basically nothing, chasing the dream over years. I've compounded, most of what I've earned back into the business, back into, the endeavor, expanding the VoskCoin team. Started mining in my house, started mining in a shed, went through a big transition period. Now I've been building my dream mining farm. It's very intense, it's very interesting, it's very challenging, it's very taxing. So that's a big part of what we do, and we are actually earning more with the VoskCoin mining farm than we do with, say, YouTube revenue, for example. And that's been a really cool milestone to eclipse ever since I've been fortunate enough for VoskCoin to take off and be a successful YouTube channel. And to everyone that subscribes, you're incredible. And if you haven't, help us get to 1 million subscribers, please. So ETCMC is basically a piggyback project on top of Ethereum Classic. And like I said, I've been following it for several months. They reached out to us, wanted to do a review. I already wanted to review it. So yeah, I was like, sure. And so we asked for a couple nodes to review, and we received them. Vincent, who is a key VoskCoin contributor and the guy behind the edit of today's video, got one, and he wrote up this incredible article review. So Vincent, good job on this. This is sweet. And this article is a great breakdown of what these nodes do, getting paid, how to set one up, pictures, the whole process, everything in between. I'm going to link this out in the video description below. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to kind of speed run this, especially with a couple of the key settings and just kind of getting up to speed on what this device is, right? So we have, what's essentially a micro PC, right? You think things like Intel NUCs and other little micro computers. That's what this is. It's a tiny device that runs Windows, and the way that they've packaged their full node option is so freaking cool because this is such a fun, nifty little keyboard. So you have full keyboard support here. This is a touchpad, right? So you can move around your screen, and then you have the mouse buttons there, and then this little 7-inch display monitor. And so you get this stuff, and you plug it in, and you have a node that is fully functional and deployable in one package. And that is a key piece to this actually being a true plug and play device. You don't need literally anything else. You can send this to someone who has nothing, and they will be able to deploy this node. What is the node, and why do you earn for it, right? So nodes are participants in the network that store a copy of the entire blockchain and validate transactions. Nodes verify transactions and blocks to ensure that they adhere to the consensus rules of the network. Distribution, right? Nodes propagate valid transactions and blocks to other nodes in the network, ensuring all nodes stay up to date and have an up-to-date copy of the blockchain. A real simple way to think about this is that imagine we're building a railroad, right? Miners are clearing the path for that railroad, and they are laying the tracks down. And then the nodes are the guys with the hard hats and the clipboard, and they follow and they make sure, oh yeah, everything's good and okay. Go ahead and weld this up, Timmy. And they work in tandem to ensure the blockchain is always moving forward and correctly. But this is a great job of a more technical breakdown of this comparison, but let's just run with that analogy for now so we don't make this a incredibly long video. So ETMC introduces a groundbreaking approach, and I think that's a good way to put it, it's true, to compensate node hosts for their contributions. As it stands, it's an altruistic endeavor, or before ETMC, to run an Ethereum Classic node. You don't earn anything, you get nothing, okay? It's basically charity work, and there's a beauty to that. But look at these numbers and see how much incentivizing node operation changed their network. Ethereum Classic has more than 4,400 nodes deployed on it now. The standalone core Geth nodes, which represent 4,100 nodes, as of November 2023, basically 90% of the nodes on a cryptocurrency that is approaching 10 years of age. Okay, 90% of them are on ETCMC nodes that came out within the last 6 months. Looking for this data right now, we can see that it's become even higher. And there's a whopping 1,650 nodes deployed in the United States of America. The dynamic of these nodes is simple, right? This team showed up, they want to decentralize the Ethereum Classic network, plug and play nodes. They have the correct specs for this, as they claim, right? And you earn ETCPOW, right? It's the ETCMC cryptocurrency, basically token that they put on top of the Ethereum Classic blockchain. Right, so you're not earning Ethereum Classic, you're earning their cryptocurrency there. Profits from the sale of the node will go directly to the ETCMC DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization to help fund upcoming projects on ETC. So first, they gave us a coupon code that knocks this price down. So make sure you punch in the code VoskCoin. That's a coupon code. We don't earn anything from the sale. But again, we did get these devices and compensated for this video review. And we're thankful for that they see the value in us. I highly recommend the full node package, which is much more expensive, but it is a true plug and play option. You can also deploy your own nodes, but you have to buy a license from them, which is basically like $250 before any discount codes. So this is a device, coming in, depending how you go about it, between DIY, 250-ish plus to 500, right, for just a node, or $625 is a true plug and play package. Based on the intro of this video, it would be a no-brainer because these things were so profitable. But the price has been all over the place. And for better and worse, ETCMC just hit a tracked all-time low. So per CoinGecko in September was trading around $1, rocketed up to over $2 in December. Everybody's making videos and articles about how they're so rich now. Congratulations. And while sure, many people definitely made some good money if they were selling in this period, doing daily volume of $250,000 is not making anyone filthy rich unless you were sitting on a massive stockpile of these coins. But let's talk about that key profitability, right? So I have 3 nodes deployed, and I've earned something like 100 coins so far, which equates to about $17 between those 3. And you know, if we take the face value of my hardware, I have about $1,007 of retail plug and play nodes. And this is a rough projection, but you know, I think I'll be pulling in around 300 coins or so a month between these. And you know, it'll cost me a couple dollars a month to run, you know, at the most. And the coin is tracking at an all-time low right now. You know, so we take $50, right? You know, times 12. Over the next year, I would make about $600. So this quickly went from being super lucrative, $600 per month, to $600 per year with 3 of them now. But that's how quickly things change in cryptocurrency. And so this goes back up in price. These things will be absolute cash cows. This is also a new and unproven project that could totally fizzle out, and you know, it essentially goes to zero. So you know, just understand that, like when you get into something like this. I think it's like almost funny how it's like comical how worked up some people get. I posted this thread seeking feedback, and you know, this wasn't like a sponsored post or anything. Like that's why I said it's not an ad, but like yes, like they did sponsor us, like which I'm beyond super clear about everywhere all the time as always. You know, but then you got, you know, lames like Don like saying like, no, they keep chasing the check they dangled for you. I mean, you buy coverage on VoskCoin, you can't buy favor. And just like every other video on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, you watch this and you see that it's straightforward and honest. So, you know, I don't know, I guess I should have worded that differently. Everybody's a critic now, you know, it just gets a little tiring some days. You know, people like, this is about as late to a project as one could get. Pellish says that, you know, he's losing money, but if you lose money on an 11 watt device, that's just FUD. That's just a lie. Yeah, because GPU mining is so great. But I'm not trying to attack him, right? And I think maybe he speaks out of like frustration or anger because maybe he got into this at false expectations, or, you know, people shilled it to him at the top. And, you know, so he's venting his frustration here. So, you know, that's kind of the difference, you know, for me in my point of view and perspective. I mean, I'm a veteran, dude. So you know, when I see this thing at an all-time low, great. I hope everybody quits. And then this project takes off in the future. Getting in early and it rockets and you make much money back, you get your break even and high return on investment. Sure, that's great. But the next best thing is going to be getting in at an all-time low. I mean, you would like to think the participation would be lower, right? Especially if you're buying the cryptocurrency, which is an option. I'm not buying this cryptocurrency. When I see things like this, what interests me is, you know, participation, right? You know, earning, right? Nodes, right? So I'm earning with these nodes, or, you know, something like this. Like, I don't want to buy Ethereum Classic, but I mine Ethereum Classic. You know, I operate a lot of nodes. In particular, we have a lot of Neoxa nodes deployed. And, you know, it's a volatile thing. It goes up, down, whatever. But deploying over 10 nodes at this point has earned nearly $10,000. The coin's still up, you know, basically double in price from my buy-ins. You know, so that endeavor is doing great. And it's traded much higher, where the total value was around $100,000. But, you know, I'm looking for the parabolic top of a, you know, bull run to take profits. And it's just so obvious. Like, a lot of people speak so emotionally on a lot of this stuff, and so weak-handed. And I'm not saying that, you know, ETCMC or Neoxa is like, oh, like that's the play, that's where we gotta be. But it's not all negative. Miner guy, you know, his community feedback is the project overall is solid. Team's present, working hard to improve it. The big issue right now are the manual payouts. And Christian says, look at the roadmap they released. It looks really good. Mr. Anonymous.etc, a decentral artist, is very happy with the ecosystem, and he's clearly in their DAO membership. So he has these NFTs, and I'll talk more about that here in a bit. I know Mitch, Sila, intrigued, good reviews. They did just recently publish this roadmap, and they leaked the ETCMC review on it, you know, for better and worse, for VoskCoin. Which was intriguing. It was kind of funny to be, you know, the top thing included in the Q1 roadmap, the video that we're doing here. We did tease it on a few other videos leading up to this on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. But basically just understand and know, if you get into this, that their community knew about this video beforehand. And that does put VoskCoin subscribers at a disadvantage in that, you know, piece of the equation. Is that going to be the thing that makes or breaks it for you? Maybe. I just want to make sure you're aware, as always. I'm here to give you all the facts and information I can, and then you take that and do with it whatever you want to do. Sofa King. You're going to get me censored, man. Awesome project. Down right now because the developer tried to reward new people. That's okay. Nate's buying their tokens for cheap and stacking, or so he says. Tony Mutz is hyped to see this post. Thanks for the support, Tony. I posted this thread on VoskCoin Talk. It's the VoskCoin community forum. Phoenix had a helpful reply here. The current pay rate is 8.4 ETCPOW per day. So if we calculate that number, right? So if we go 8.4 times 3 times 30, then we would end up with 756 coins per day. So correction, right? Running the numbers based on the latest data here is that the current pay rate is 8.4 ETCPOW per day per node, which equates to about 756 coins for the month for me with 3 nodes, or 250 coins per month per node. So let's talk about the ETCMC DAO. The DAO wants to generate income from node sales, one-time membership fees in the form of NFTs, and income from the ETCMC mining pool and the ETCMC mining farm. So they are building out a mining farm. They are going to deploy an ETCMC mining pool, right? And you can only assume that that is going to be for Ethereum Classic miners. But the scoop is, especially according to this comment, thank you, Tiger, for commenting this, is that ETCMC is planning on a ETC mining pool with ETCPOW rewards on top of mining ETC. And that's a great way to encourage participation and bonus. And, you know, if all else was equal, why would I not mine my Ethereum Classic on that mining pool if I'm getting a bonus on top? And if that bonus pans out as being something great and lucrative and you know something I can realize, awesome. If not, well, hey, it's a straight bonus. You know, there's no downside, assuming all else is equal, right? So let me show you how to add Ethereum Classic to your Metamask. And this would work with some other browser wallets as well. So I'm assuming you know what Metamask is and have it set up. If you don't, watch our tutorial video on it, or like everyone else who's ever made one in the world. I click the icon, I click the 3 dots, I expand the view, it brings me to this page. I clicked on the network, add a network. And so we're gonna add the network manually. So we'll just put ETC. So that's the RPC URL. We have a chain ID of 61. Symbol is going to be ETC, and then we're going to run that block scout block explore.com/etc/mainnet. Type that out. ETC again. Ka-chow. Let's switch to ETC. So we've switched over. I've got a tiny amount of ETC here. And for reference, I've done this before. I've used this on my other browser, but not here on Brave that I use for recording the videos. The price for their NFT membership has gone up significantly. This had an initial fee of 2 Ethereum Classic, but as the minting progressed, they progressively increased the price for these DAO memberships. And with these memberships, they say that you get access to future airdrops, voting rights on proposals, access to the ETCMC Discord, access to the ETCPOW staking, entry into special competitions and prize giveaways, and a monthly share of the profits generated by the ETCMC DAO. That's interesting. And when you look at this from a legal point of view, this very much does seem like a security, for the simple fact that it basically says you buy this and you will receive profits. For example, you just basically could not structure something like this and deploy it in the United States and not have the SEC knocking on your door. Which I'm not saying I agree with them at all. Sucks. But that is the reality of the situation. Looking at the ETCPOW tokenomics, right? What is the token and what does it do? All right, so they have 1 billion ETCPOW tokens marked for distribution. 60% go out through mining. And I can only assume that the nodes are earning from the mining 60% distribution here, right? 20% going to the ETCMC DAO, 10% to the team, 5% to the team for marketing and community development, 2% to airdrops, and 2% to ETCPOW staking rewards. So I think that's the big hurdle with this project, is just going to be the simple fact of, okay, so you have this device and it's cool and it builds the Ethereum Classic network, and you're building these other things and there's some utility there, mainly rooted in the mining pool. It's not a novel production, right? So what makes this valuable, right? But what makes anything valuable? That's a whole nother thing in a discussion and so forth. But the common question is why? And at the end of the day in crypto, I mean, there's freaking meme coins that don't have a why, right? They just were a meme. That's the why. So I don't count anything out, initially. There is, some utility here with the mining pool. Obviously, they're going to work to do more. Beyond that, maybe they can get some official support from the Ethereum Classic team and the other organizations involved. But on that front, it's not the strongest case, but it is a better case than still many other cryptocurrencies that we've seen over the years. And finally, let me give you a crash course on running this node. Right? When it comes to setup, you take everything out of the box and you pretty much plug it in where it's supposed to be, right? You plug in the keyboard, you turn the keyboard on, you plug in the monitor with HDMI, you plug in the power, and depending on where you're located, you may need to get a power adapter or simply a different power supply device. You can see here on screen, this is going to be an alternative power supply device that I use because I did have initial power supply problems with these devices. So you plug it in, you turn it on, it fires up, you're on, it opens Windows. You double click it, it'll say, we need to run this as administrator. You say, okay. Then you choose the Geth client. Geth is short for Go Ethereum, widely used in the ETH ecosystem. You'll need to register your node to be able to earn ETCPOW. You have to use the same email that you use when purchasing your license. You choose a username and an Ethereum Classic wallet if you already have an Ethereum wallet. Adding the Ethereum Classic network is easy. We already went over that. Then you simply click Earn ETCPOW. It's the yellow button, and then the node will fire up, it'll start syncing, and then once it's synced, you'll start earning, and then you'll see your ETCPOW balance. There's two catches though when it comes to earning rewards. You have to wait until you earn at least 100 ETCPOW tokens before you can claim them, and then when you finally hit 100 and claim them, you still have a 5-day waiting period before you actually receive the coins in your wallet. And some of the criticism about them have been their manual payouts, so this is not an automated process at this time. You can trade these on Hibiswap. Never used it personally. They also launched their own decentralized exchange, and that's another utility add for their network. I mean, look at Uniswap. Look at the price of Uniswap's token, and all they are a decentralized exchange. Granted, they developed it, first mover advantage, bit different, obviously, but still technically in the same category. I share a similar sentiment to Vincent here, maybe naturally, right? The pros are good earnings. So based on the updated mining profitability numbers, right, you plug in a device and you're earning $43 a month. And it also makes our numbers look way better for the annual projection, where we would be more than half broken even at the current block, at the current coin distribution quantity, assuming everything else stayed the same, which it never does. The good news, though, is that the coin has bottomed out and has rebounded some, so it has appeared to finally find some sort of bottom. For how long? I don't know. I can guarantee you, though, that this coin will either go up or down sometime in the future. It's not financial advice, though. To get back to the pros and cons, right? Low electricity usage, easy setup, plug and play, and supports the Ethereum Classic blockchain. I mean, there is a really incredible thing here where they have absolutely built out the Ethereum Classic network and made it robust, something that it was not before. That alone is an incredible feat and really should not be undervalued. And the bottom line is, they made it fun, they made it easy, and they provided a true incentive to participate. And a combination of those three things is why they have found much of this early success. The cons are, Vincent doesn't like the app or claiming process, and sometimes the node drops peers and can't find new ones to keep the blockchain up to date. This means that doesn't earn. One of the other cons I found personally was that since this is on Windows, when I first set up the devices, they were like, hey, we need a Windows update. And then they started freaking updating. and then turned off, and I had to manually turn it back on again. So, you know, I had to turn it back on, I had to open the app, I had to click earn again. So it was not earning during that period. At the end of the day, you know, I think this is a cool device. This is fun. Am I going to build a mining farm of ETCMC nodes? No. I mean, this is, you know, the high risk sector of, you know, nodes and staking and, you know, in essence, mining, right? If you will, if you want to lump it into that basically buy a device and earn something category. But I think this is cool, and I'm happy to have these, and I think that this is a great way to just kind of contribute to these networks that I've already been mining, and I've been mining for years, and I will mine for years to come. Personally, I would love to see projects like this on every cryptocurrency blockchain, right? I mean, take this and then, you know, do that for Dogecoin. Take this and do it for many of the other cryptocurrencies. Most people don't spend the time to research this. Most people don't care, maybe. But many of these cryptocurrency nodes that do not incentivize node operators have very low node participation, which means that their blockchains aren't all that anti-fragile. Unfortunately, after recording this video, we did see, and I personally experienced some of these negative interactions with their team. So it has diminished my interest and outlook on the project, and I'll just leave it at that. But, you know, as always, it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed the content. My name is Vosk. You are on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, where we have 10 second details on every video. Why? She's the best. And we just had VoskCoin picture day. I mean, look how cute she is. She got paid 3 times, right? That's code for treats, but when we're working. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.